Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About You. In today's segment, we will be going over a Naruto battle. So as you can see, I just beat Jonathan in a dice roll. So this matchup is going to be very interesting because it's going to be the NVS versus the control deck, which one of my lovely subscribers asked for this matchup. So we are going to give you guys a nice little test session of how you would want to play the control deck versus an aggro matchup. So right now we're just determining if we're going to keep our hands and if anyone's going to be mulling, which you guys all know. The mulligan process in Naruto isn't forgiving. You have to be very certain that you want to take away that hand because you cannot keep cards. But anyways, I'm going to be starting my turn, and I'm right now just deciphering what ninja I want to play. I believe in this hand I got like 3 drops, which is very interesting. But anyways, so now I play Kisuke. Kisuke is one of the best ninjas, and I actually had another ninja in mind, but I played Kisuke because I can reuse him. So having him on turn 0 is great because he essentially could, at the very least, last for approximately until turn 3, turn 4. At the very least. So now he's playing Gara Childhood, and we have a 3 combat versus a 3 combat. So I'm in the better trade-off. Even if he has Surge and he uses it, or he has a Might guy, which you guys should be familiar with the Might guy I'm referring to, I'm going to still be fine. So Jonathan is pretty much playing a little passive. He charges Hidan and passes. So he has 1 Fire Chakra. Now it's my turn 1, and we're going to get this party started. We're going to hopefully drop someone that's going to be vital, which is Sasuke. You see, I had Sasuke on my opening hand, but because Jonathan runs cards that can pump, I did not want to drop him and have to get my Sasuke injured. Kisuke was the better call if you wanted to be aggro. So as you're going to see, there's no point for me to be, I got to be aggressive. So I send out both teams, and he gives me the 3 BRs. So we're already 7 away from game, which is very good. But now Jonathan is playing NEL, which is very, very, very strong. This will allow him to draw 3 cards, but unfortunately I have the interruption. So not so fast, Johnny boy. Now I have to make sure I have the proper hand cost. It requires a fire card. So we're going to see what I want to drop. There's just so many options, so I have to be very careful as to what I select because this deck is fragile in terms of what it can do. So you want to make sure you keep your key cards in hand and get rid of the ones that you no longer need or not at the moment you need use. So it's very difficult. I'm making a choice, and you guys are going to end up seeing what I do. But, I'm glad to see that everyone is joining into the Naruto game again, and it's very good. So in this situation, I dropped the interrupt for interrupt. Now this was, again, very hard of a decision because I could have been greedy and kept the interruption in order to try to negate another mission card. But I would have had to lose something key in my hand. But anyways, Jonathan drops a Kitamaru State 1, and he organizes and pass. There's not much. And I still have advantage. I could have blocked with Sasuke to force him to use a card, or blocked with Kisuke and have a reusable ninja. Now in this case, I'm playing Hotaru. I'll roll a dice. Odds are even. Odds, she got the growth coin. And now she's a 4-1 status ninja. I have a 5-0 and a 3-0. So on turn 2, this is not bad. Notice how I have so many 0 drops. I already had all these cards in my hand, on my opening hand, which is why it was a little more difficult. So now Jonathan is deciding to block Sasuke from my 3 teams being sent out. So he's giving me the battle rewards, and we're going to resolve the battle. And now it's Jonathan's second turn. We will see what he can do. I'm already really close to winning. We're getting there. So 6 away, or may I say, not 6 away, 5 away. So I wish you guys can see all the battle rewards, but Jonathan, I guess, is doing his best. So just keep that in mind. And Jonathan's teaming up Kitamaru State 1 with Shion. And as you guys know, Shion is another card that requires battle rewards in order to be effective. So now I'm on turn 3. We're having a pretty solid start off overall. We don't have much of a mission curve, which is the only issue that I have with this hand. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. If you have a decent hand, keep it and work with it. That's how you have to play. That's how you play the Naruto card game. Yeah, very seldomly you will have a perfect hand. So you play with what you have. So it's turn 3. We have options of dropping a Naruto Reliance. In this case, we have Uncle's Memories. Now at this point, I know Jonathan runs Interruption, but he doesn't have it. I ask him, and nothing. So we have a huge advantage here. I pick up the Interrupt and my hand cost, which is great. And now Jonathan's pretty locked in, you know, and I'm sending out 3 teams again, which sucks. See, I missed my 3 drop. So you have to keep in mind, I had 3 ninjas from the get-go, but I didn't draw anything else. So we're making the most effective plays we can at the moment. Tsuchigumo's effect, if you're not familiar with, I activate it. I have to pay 1 lightning or wind, and I charge 1 card, and then draw 2. It's like a little mission during the exchange. So it's effective because you can cycle through your deck and build chakra, which is pretty important in this game. So now these 2 are going through, and my Sasuke is going to end up getting KO'd because Kitamaro's 1 combat with Shion being 2 support. That's a 3-up. 3-3. So now it's Jonathan's turn 3. He's not missing a beat. He's dropping Reliance. He got some stuff going on. Now I use Sabiru. Sabiru is a nice little defending negate. You can negate 1 of your opponent's ninja effects and, you know, stop them from progressing. Now he's using Warhawks, which is going to cost him battle rewards, but at this point, I don't allow it. I would have been closer to winning, guys, but at this point, him using that can help him get jutsus, help him get momentum, other drops that he may be missing because his hand size is low. So you don't want your opponent to restabilize in the game, and that's the point of playing it. So at this point, I just used Interrupt. He has to shuffle the mission card right back into his deck. And he can clearly see that I have a Kakashi in my chakra area, which is going to be lined up for the next turn. So my hand wasn't that great, but it was solid enough to have advantage, especially the way I've been playing him. And again, he's an aggro deck, but he didn't get his most optimal aggro start off, so that gives us time to take advantage of our suboptimal start off as well. So now we're using our Invasion of Akatsuki. I can search for a Rogue Ninja and throw them right into my chakra area, which we have options. We have a few good targets. And as right now at this moment, we have a 4-drop. It's our turn 4, so we can get things popping. But I'm going to pretty much select something that's going to be most beneficial. So at this point in time, if you guys have any matchups that you would like to see, definitely let me know in the comment section below. This is a pretty intense game because NVS isn't the greatest matchup for me. This would be one of my worst matchups considering that it's a fast-paced deck. So now Jonathan with the quickness uses Sabiru right back to me. He only has 1 card in hand and he negates my Sasuke. He knows that if I would have been able to get my Sasuke's effect off, I would have gotten a card for Kakashi to abuse him. So that was a well-played Sabiru on Jonathan's part. But I still have advantage overall because, as you can see, my board is pretty beefy. And he doesn't have much to offer at this point other than trying to defend himself. So now I just go out and I'm sending out all 3 teams. Now Jonathan has to make a very hard decision because he's low on battle rewards. His battle reward count, I'm very close to winning the game. I'm still chipping away at his life, essentially, and his ninjas are just getting injured. Now it's his turn. And it's his turn 4. We'll be able to see what he can do. So Jonathan has options. He can reinforce into Kitamaru State 2, which I believe that is his first line of play. And then he can still deploy for the turn. And he can use NVS if he has it, or play like a play Rock Lee, and then just squad up and reinforce with the Gaara and Rock Lee squad. But at this point, Jonathan doesn't. I think he's thinking about using Naruto and Shion, which would not be a good play at this point. He's probably looking at my chakra area. He don't want Kakashi. He don't want none of it. So he's going to try to stop that. But that's going to cost him an extra ninja on the board, which is difficult. He doesn't have advantage right now. He has to play defensively since I'm only a couple of battle rewards away from winning the game. So I guess he decides not to do so, and he organizes it. Not bad. He has now Kitamaru organized with Naruto, which is a 19 power. Kitamaru State 2 is a 5-3. He sends out, and I let it go through. The reason why I'm giving him battle rewards, ladies and gentlemen, is because at this point, these are his first battle rewards in the game, which means he's very far behind, and I don't want any of my ninjas injured. I want to be able to keep sending out aggressively at him, and since he has a 9, I can utilize the healthy ninjas as a way just to keep putting pressure on him. Want to keep staying in charge of the game, keep control, since my deck is a control deck versus his aggressiveness. And we have Karen. So Karen, guys, you should know what she does, but if you don't, I can give a chakra from my opponent's discard pile, give it to them, give it right back, and then heal a ninja. So we just made some optimal teams, but we're going to probably switch it up a little bit. But at this point, we're good to go. I have Sasuke hitting at a 6. I have Utaro hitting at a 6, her team. And then I have Kisuke. If Jonathan wants to over outstanding victory in my Kisuke, it's fine, because it'll come right back, and I'll just put a ghost coin. So Jonathan is figuring out his block step. He's figuring out how he wants to do things. Now, it's a little weird, because unless he has a response, we're about to see. I believe we are in the exchange. So I passed priority. I am attacker, but there's no need to use anything. He's right now the one in trouble. And Jonathan is actually not going to use anything. He's resolving his effects, so he got rid of a card due to Gaara's ability. You have to discard a card if he ends up getting KO'd due to the showdown. And now it's Jonathan's 5th turn. He's using Toby, MOM. You guys already know. You just draw 2 and you discard 1 and you remove Toby from the game. He's a during mission phase effect. And now Jonathan's playing Rock Lee. So he quickly organizes. There's not many play lines he has available. And right now, I told him he tried to switch up. I decided to give him a chakra to heal my Sasuke. So he tried organizing quickly, as you saw. He just dropped the ninja and organized. I corrected him and said, wait, before you organize, I'm going to, heal. So you always got to keep in mind, tell your opponent, keep communication, let them know, hey, you can't do stuff like that. It's order of operations. But it happens, when you don't have a clear line of play, you're going to sometimes just move through your turns quickly. But as a player to player, you make sure your opponent is adhering to the rules. So at this point, he ends his turn. He has 3 guys all separated. Not looking good for him. It's my turn. I mean, forget it. I have so many options. My turn 6. Things are going to get ferocious. I'm using Access of Evils, which allows me to search my deck and discard a card. I can go for my Hidan if I have Hidan or Biscuit. It's not looking good for Jonathan at this point. I'm going to build a pretty insane turn, and he's going to be losing all his ninjas this turn. If not, he'll probably just be losing the game right now. So we're going to see what happens, and Jonathan is really in a losing predicament. He may end up wanting to scoop at this point. I don't know. I don't exactly recall all the details of this game, but, we're going to find out together, guys. And we'll see. We'll see what Jonathan can muster up. But at this point, it's clearly... Oh, I dropped the Itachi instead. And now he shakes my hand, and the game is over. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this match. It was pretty fun to go up against him. And, of course, not the greatest matchup. But Jonathan did not draw his strongest startup. And as you guys saw, I was able to just control the game. And I played smart in order to keep that control going. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. And as always, this channel is all about you.
And they trigger all another effect.
That's why I didn't want to react to it.
Oh, that was broken.
Yeah, but back to back into rows was just, it was too much of a setback.
Yeah.